returns Thursday to formally accept her party's nomination for president. The Republican Party running some counter-programming to the DNC here in the Badger State. Republican vice presidential candidate Senator J.D. Vance appeared at a campaign event with the Kenosha Professional Police Association.
The most important thing is that when we make it easy on police, we make it so that every child in America has access to a basic right, which is public safety in their neighborhoods.
The Kenosha Professional Police Association officially endorsed former President Trump and Senator Vance at the event. This comes a week after a similar endorsement by the Milwaukee Police Association. In downtown Oconomowoc, a bicyclist was hit by a train and killed.
The deadly incident happened Tuesday afternoon at the railroad crossing on South Silver Lake Street. In a statement, Amtrak says the cyclist had been obstructing the tracks before they were struck. The Borealis passenger train heading to St. Paul was delayed for about 3 hours, and no one on the train was hurt. The incident was the second cyclist death involving Oconomowoc Tuesday. 71-year-old Susan Cass from the city was killed after a crash with a car in Minocqua earlier in the day. Adam Roberts, WTMJ News.
Defense attorneys for Ryan Kohberger, accused of stabbing to death 4 college students in Idaho, say the trial should be relocated. ABC's Kana Whitworth says his attorneys claim media coverage of the case has tainted the jury pool in the small town where the murders happened.
They're basing all of this on a survey they conducted in various areas of the state and in Moscow. They say they found a mob mentality, noting that one respondent said they would burn the courthouse down if Kohberger were acquitted. His lawyers, who believe he's innocent, called the responses in Ada County, where Boise is, where they'd like to move the trial, less emotional.
Prosecutors say that survey is flawed. Federal judge is blocking a ban on non-compete agreements that was set to take effect next month. Federal Trade Commission this year banned most non-compete agreements which keep employees from leaving their jobs to work for a competitor. U.S. Chamber of Commerce and other groups sued, arguing the ban would make it harder for companies to retain talent. A district judge in Texas agreed. The oldest known living person has died. Maria Brañas died in Spain on Monday. The California-born woman was 117 years old. Time for news about your money in the WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. The Dow is up 40 points, the Nasdaq up 93, and the S&P 500 is up 18. Financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Details at annexwealth.com. Sports, traffic, and weather are next. Sighting Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 9:04.
Don't let spring allergies make you miserable. Try the quick, drug-free solution trusted by over 4 million people, Navage. Only Navage uses suction to flush out your sinuses using refreshing saline, helping you breathe easier, sleep better, and feel healthier. And here's even better news. Navage is now available at your local Sam's Club in a great new value pack. It's everything you need to start breathing better fast. Check out Navage at your local Sam's Club today. Navage, Navage. Breathe easy.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer, he hears things differently. To the untrained ear, everything on his shop floor might sound fine, but he can hear gears grinding or a belt slipping. So he steps in to fix the problem at hand before it gets out of hand. And he knows Grainger's got the right product he needs to get the job done, which is music to his ears. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
It's still summer in Wisconsin, and Wisconsin Harley-Davidson in Oconomowoc has you covered for fun in the sun. From bike nights to Saturday rides, or maybe just some retail therapy like a new motorcycle, or just a little something for yourself, there's always something going on. Check out Wisconsin Harley-Davidson at WISHD.com and like and follow them on Facebook, Instagram, and online at WISHD.com. Don't just see the world, feel it right here, right now. Wisconsin Harley-Davidson, your destination dealer.
The Milwaukee Bucks are NBA champions!
The Bucks in 6 podcast presents a special series commemorating the Bucks championship run in 2021. From the thrilling Game 7 overtime victory against the Nets.
Durant shooting, got it at the buzzer! No, it's a two-pointer.
To the 50-point statement made by Giannis in the finals.
A 50-point game! That's the stuff of legend.
Immerse yourself in the sounds of each playoff round with Bucks in 6 on the Bucks Plus audio network. Find it now on bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Time for a WTMJ Sports Update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All Sports Desk. Brewers edge the Cardinals 3-2 in their series opener from Busch Stadium. They continue their three-game series tonight. Packers winding down the preseason. Team battles the Ravens at Lambeau Saturday afternoon for the last exhibition game of the summer. Green Bay squares off against the Eagles in the NFL's first-ever game from Brazil to kick off the regular season September 6th. Taking a look at the roads now with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons paving time saver traffic. I-94 east at the ramp from Hawley Road, center lane blocked due to a crash there. And I-94 west at Highway 172 north, 2 right lanes blocked due to a disabled vehicle, so expect some slowing in both of those areas.
Traffic is sponsored by Hall Mazda Milwaukee. Visit hallmazdamilwaukee.com.
While you're navigating the roads as quickly and safely as possible, if you see something we should know about, call the WTMJ Hall Volkswagen Traffic Tip Line, 414-238-9329.
Here's your WTMJ 5-day forecast. After a chilly start to the day, it's going to be sunny and nice today with highs 73 lakeside, 76 inland. Clear skies tonight with lows in the lower to mid 50s. Sunny and still nice tomorrow with a high 77. Partly cloudy, warmer Friday, 80. A little more humid on Saturday. Slight chance for rain in the afternoon or evening at a high of 83. Then Sunday, partly cloudy, warm and humid with a high of 86. Right now, Madison 62, 61 in Green Bay, and 63 in Milwaukee. I'm Connie Weber, Sighting Unlimited, WTMJ News Time 9:08.
Good morning, Wisconsin. So let's pour that coffee and talk to some experts about what's going on in Milwaukee, Madison, Washington, and beyond. Broadcasting live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios at the Avenue in beautiful downtown Milwaukee. It's the Political Power Hour on WTMJ. Here's your host, Steve Scaffidi.
Should we talk about the government?
As I often say, the answer to that question should be yes. Happy Wednesday, happy hump day to those who celebrate. And day 3 of the DNC in Chicago/Milwaukee, because there's a hell of a lot of people in the Pfizer Forum last night, 15,000 plus. I know it's free, but for something that was like cobbled together quickly, whatever your political affiliation is, that was pretty significant. We're going to play a little soundbite from that excitement last night. It's the nominee, Kamala Harris, walking out to this very exuberant, welcoming, for her sake, voting crowd at Pfizer Forum last night.
Delegates at the Democratic National Convention, well, they just completed their roll call. And they have nominated Coach Walz and me to be the next Vice President and President of the United States.
Little flavor there from the Pfizer Forum. I've been getting a lot of emails lately, and little inside baseball, as I like to say. This is how it works. We cover the RNC intensively. We're going to cover the DNC intensively. I know that's how not what most people are used to in the market anymore, but that's how real life works. There are people of both political persuasions, although you might not realize that, and we will certainly dip deeply into what's happening in Chicago and Milwaukee as we just played there. Now, speaking of Chicago, Governor Tony Evers for the state of Wisconsin, I don't say he's ever been called a great orator or great speaker, but he had a little trouble last night getting through his little speech he was making on the floor of the United Center.
I'm jazzed as hell to announce that Wisconsin passed one vote present and 94 votes were for, where are we at? Got me going here. Former Wisconsinite, former state, oh my God. I love you, Tony! We love you, Tony! 94 votes for. I'll get there, Jason, I'll get there. 94 votes for former Wisconsinite, Vice President, and our next President of the United States of America, Kamala Harris.
Not sure what he was doing there exactly. I don't think he was drinking. So and there was a lot going on in that, and maybe he was confused. I guess the noise and all the jumping around maybe scrambled his brain for a bit there. But it was a little confusing, I thought, from the floor of the United Center.
Is Jump Around just now our state anthem?
I think so. Yeah, it was a good call, actually. I think that was one of the things that Democrats have been getting a lot of praise about is the fact that the music for this roll call was like off the charts. I think Lil Wayne was in attendance doing stuff, and so there was all kinds of interesting ways to sort of say what your state was going to do. No surprise, the nominations are now complete, although that was sort of already in the cards and already done. Tim Walz, Vice President, current governor of Minnesota, and of course the current vice president, now nominee for president, Kamala Harris. I'll say this because we're gonna get some local flavor, and by local I mean some of our teammates are covering this to the nth degree. We have Julia and John are certainly running their shows from down there, and we have Adam Roberts covering it. He's going to join us after the break, and then Kristen Bride's going to join us. She's been all over the place and doing. She not only covers the serious stuff, she covers the fun stuff, too. So we're going to talk to her for a couple segments about 9:35. So all DNC this morning. So if you're a Republican, I guess the question for you is, any of this factor into your life? Do you watch any of this stuff just out of curiosity? Are you listening to the speeches? Do you go do something else? Do you walk out of the house in disgust? What's your reaction? Just curious what Republicans are thinking. I know what you Democrats are thinking. You love this, the fact that we have two venues. And I will say this before we go to break. Smart play, DNC Democrats, to not only have the nominees in Wisconsin, but to make that a big part of day 2 and night 2 of the convention. Smart play, because we all know how big Wisconsin is in this election. So you got to give kudos where kudos are due, and that is certainly something that I noticed last night. All right, after the break, the one, the only Adam Roberts, one of our teammates covering this DNC. He'll join us on the hotline. All coming up on 620 WTMJ.
The biggest names in the basketball world.
Dame Dollar Lillard.
Having fun and honest conversations.
He puts it in the shoe, right? And sets the tone for brothers and sisters and family.
Every week, Thanasis Adetokounmpo sits down with special guests on Thanalysis Show. Presented by Potawatomi Casino Hotel and curbless, ready-to-drink cocktails.
Fantastic.
Find Thanalysis Show on Spotify, Apple, or wherever you get your podcasts. And on YouTube by searching Thanalysis Show.
Hey, this is WTMJ Steve Scaffidi. For Universal Windows Direct, football season is here. Love that. And you know what that means? Fall is just around the corner. Don't love that. And the cooler temperatures, hate that. They're on the way. It's time to make sure your home is ready. If you've been dealing with drafty windows all summer, letting the cool out, well, don't let the cold in. How about working with Universal Windows Direct before the cold weather hits? Call 414. I'll go slow. 414-410-2000. I'll give it to you again later. Schedule your free in-home estimate today. For every 2 windows you buy, 2 free, 4. You get it. Plus, if you need it, 0% financing for 60 months. If my math is right, that's 5 years. For the last windows you ever need, 414-410-2000. Go to uwd.com. Like me, you'll be saying, I love my windows.
The little one just took her first steps. Her stride? Wobbly.
Oh my gosh, she's doing
Her parents? Oh boy, here we go.
Oh, watch out.
But you've got this. Just like Associated Bank's got you with free credit score for Choice and Platinum Choice checking customers. So while you're monitoring and protecting her every move, you can do the same for your credit score, too. You've got this with free credit score from Associated Bank. See associatedbank.com/checking or ask a banker for details. Member FDIC.
Dan, I love what we do at Inspired Closets.
Can you count the ways?
First of all, we're 100% locally owned, helping families in southeast Wisconsin calm the chaos and eliminate stress. We're not a franchise. And our lifetime warranty and price match guarantee.
Yes, Katie. Milwaukee homeowners have trusted the Anheuser family for 55 years for our commitment to quality, service, and competitive prices.
And we get to work together.
Yeah, that too. Buy local and save money today. InspiredClosetsMilwaukee.com.
A wife and husband team.
On to Carolina in my mind.
Oh, we didn't get to hear that on Monday night. James Taylor scrubbed from the lineup because they couldn't get their act together, Democrats. And I reminded them both on social media and on my show, efficiency and hitting your marks is important. So They didn't really fix it last night. They still went on too long. But apparently their plan is now, this is what, when chaos results, the plan is to just use chaos as your schedule. And I think that's what they've adopted now. So we will have late nights for the Democrats because apparently they like to party more than Republicans do. Lots of texts. Thanks for all the texts. I'll try to weave those in throughout the program this morning. We're doing a DNC-specific show today. No surprise, DNC going on from Chicago. And joining us on the hotline is our guy, Adam Roberts. Good morning, Adam.
Good morning, Steve. Good morning, Jazz. Good morning, everyone. How are we doing?
Good. So, first of all, where are you at exactly?
So I have arrived at McCormick Place. So as you know, there are two locations, a lot different and so much more separated than Milwaukee was. The United Center way to the west of where I am at right now. The press briefing is just gotten underway. We're hearing from Kentucky Governor Andy Beshear, laying out who we're going to be hearing tonight and sort of the plans for day 3, the theme of which, a fight for our freedoms for the Dems today.
So who do we expect to see on the big stage tonight? Last night we had sort of that joint venue, United Center and Fiserv Forum. Who do you expect to see at the United tonight?
So at the press briefing, the first group of people they detailed that will speak on the stage tonight, you say it with me if you've heard this before, everyday Americans. That can mean basically whatever you want. That could be me, that could be you, that could be John from Muskego, for all we know. But everyday Americans will speak, and then we're going to hear from Hakeem Jeffries tonight, as well as former Speaker Nancy Pelosi, and then, of course, former President Bill Clinton will speak, leading up to the keynote of the night, the official acceptance from Minnesota Governor Tim Walz of the vice presidential nomination. They called it in the press briefing today. I know the theme is Fight for Our Freedoms, but unofficially, the theme is Walz Wednesday.
Interesting. Now, I saw Tim Walz on video. I didn't go to the Fiserv Forum last night event. There was huge event, 15,000 people. But I would say I would give him a 9 or 9.5 out of 10 on his enthusiasm, on the enthusiasm scale, because he was like all over that stage last night.
Yeah, we've seen that from a lot of candidates, both here in Chicago and then also during the RNC in Milwaukee. I mean, you kind of have to be. If you're having, I hate the phrase, we hate it on the morning show, but when proverbially all eyes are on you in that moment, you got to bring the energy. You can't kind of just meander and wander for an hour and a half. But yeah, he brought a lot of energy in Milwaukee. I know you saw the images just like I did. It was jam-packed, save for a few seats where the just viewpoint would have been bad. They officially are reporting 15,000, maybe a little bit more than that inside, and it looked every bit like it.
All right, so you've been, I think you were down at the on day 1 in Chicago, correct?
I was not actually.
Okay.
That was Eric Bilstead.
That's right. Eric was down there. So what I've gathered or gleaned from like the Julia Fellows and the John McCures and the Eric Bilsteads is that it's a lot different than the Milwaukee scene. So for the folks who don't realize how this is set up, just walk us through that a little bit.
Exactly. Like I mentioned before, so I am right now at McCormick Place, which if you're familiar with downtown Chicago, it's just a hop and a skip on the Green Line from right in the middle of downtown, right along the lake. And then the United Center, where all of the speeches are happening, where the press will set up the night of. I know John Mercure said at one point it was just him, Wolf Blitzer, and 70 other camera crews getting set up. So that's about, and my geography is a little off, but it's a ways away to the west. It's in the west loop of Chicago. So everything has to transport back and forth with shuttles, with buses, CTA trains. If you recall in Milwaukee, I mean, you could hop on one foot between Panther Arena and Fiserv Forum and still get there with plenty of time to spare. So it's much different than that. And I've heard and seen with my own eyes that traffic, especially in around McCormick Place this morning, was a little bit difficult. But if you walk around downtown Chicago, other than the banners that say, "Welcome to the DNC 2024, it's business as usual. People just going to their jobs, going about their day. There'd be really no other indication that a major political convention is happening in the third largest city in the country.
Yeah, one of the things that I noticed when we were covering the RNC here in Milwaukee is after day 1, everything sort of sorts itself out. You kind of people figure out where they're going. The chaos is diminished significantly. Let me ask you this, Adam, as a young journalist covering this event in Chicago today and tonight, What are you hoping to get from this, from your perspective?
So it's very similar, I think, Steve, to what I hoped to and did get out of the RNC. And that's just taking in all the different perspectives from people who are covering this event. Like you and I, we cover events in Southeast Wisconsin all the time. It's a lot of familiar faces when you go to the media events. But when you're at a big event like this, you could be bumping shoulders with people maybe from Milwaukee or Chicago, sure, but also from places like Norway, just to give an example of someone I met during the RNC. When I walked through the Secret Service security point, someone was speaking, I believe, French through the checkpoint. So people are coming from all corners of the globe to cover what is one of the biggest political events worldwide of the year. And so what I'm hoping to take away largely is just gaining different perspectives. And secretly, I also want to see if I can get more perspectives on whatever the heck happened with our governor last night. Bless his heart, that was the story of the night coming into the morning.
Not his best moment, but I mean, maybe at some point the energy and excitement and all the passion that you have to deliver those few lines got in the way, and he got a little too exuberant.
It happens.
It does happen to the best of us. I've done it as well. All right, so a texter asked this question, so I'm going to ask you. It's a fun one. Will you have either Chicago-style pizza and or a Chicago-style dog, which means all the works and all the jardiniere and all that stuff?
Okay, so I have to clarify. If we're talking Chicago pizza, are they referring to deep dish, or are they referring to cracker crust pizza, which is the Chicago style?
Yeah, I think they're talking about deep dish here.
Oh, well, I love me a good deep dish. I think I walked by a Giordano's and Lou Malnati's, but we have Lou's up in Wisconsin, so I'm not going to do that. Maybe if I can swing over to Uno's on my Blue Line ride over to the United Center, maybe I'll snag a piece.
You got to have the local cuisine if you're going to Chicago. Chicago's a great city, and even though I give them a lot of grief for their bad sports teams, it is a great place. Their culinary choices are, I think, significantly better than ours, but they have some great standards. You got to have at least one in the course of your day. Adam Roberts, thanks for taking the time, man.
You bet. Have a good day, Steve.
All right, Adam Roberts, our own Adam Roberts, reporting live from the McCormick Place, which is like the early venue. And then, as McCure said yesterday, nothing happens at the United Center until like 4 p.m. The delegates, I don't think, are required to be there. That was sort of what was happening in Milwaukee. It was very quiet. I actually liked that part because my show was done, and I kind of wandered around and just talked to like other media people, some of the early arrivers who just wake up early and they're not going to sit in their hotel room. They just show up and walk around and want to talk to people. So those are often the best conversations. Now, Adam just got a boo on the text line. He says, cracker crust is Wisconsin pizza. Boo, Adam. I'm not a pizza aficionado, although I will tell you go to Sicily and or Tuscany, or any part of Italy for that matter, you're going to have some damn good pizza. $1 for the swear jar for my lovely mother. All right. We got to take another break, but this is what we got coming up. Our own Kristen Bry, who's been all over the DNC, she's covering it from a sort of a journalistic perspective, but also a fun perspective. I'm actually more interested in the fun stuff because we got plenty of journalists. But we'll talk the serious stuff with her as well. That's coming up about 9:35. We get the local news and ABC News coming at the bottom. I'm just getting warmed up on this. I have a lot of stuff to do after the show today, and I'm fired up about it. We got some great interviews, including, I'm going to tease this now, Bob Prosser. Name ring a bell? Ishnala. Okay, Scaffidi podcast. Are you kidding me? We are going to talk supper clubs and certainly the Ishnala experience with the guy in Wisconsin, Bob Prosser. I think we're going to roll it out Friday. I'm thinking Friday. I'm not going to hold on to that one. That's too good. That's too good to let it marinate, to use a culinary term. We are going to talk to Bob Prosser today and others, including a senator later on. So busy day for yours truly. Busy day at the DNC. Busy day right here on 620 WTMJ.
Hot dog, get your hot dogs here. Hot and fresh hot dogs.
Hot diggity dog, it's baseball season. Wisconsin's Afternoon News has partnered up with Vienna Beef to bring you Brewers Ticket Tuesday.
Tune in every Tuesday during the 3 o'clock hour for your chance to win a pair of tickets for an upcoming Tuesday home game for the Milwaukee Brewers.
Nothing says summer like a hot dog in baseball, and we've got both on Wisconsin's Afternoon News.
On the home of the Brewers, WTMJ.
Hey, this is WTMJ, Steve Scaffidi for Advent. Don't not sleep well. I didn't say that the right way. Don't put up with a bad night's sleep. That's much better. Broadcaster talk. Anyway, I was snoring, tossing and turning, restless nights of sleep. I said enough And this is before I was a spokesperson for Advent, by the way. I went to Advent, one of the great facilities. I said, look, this is ridiculous. I'm not sleeping. I'm tired in the morning. I'm grouchy in the morning. Nobody wants that. Nobody wants a grouchy Steve. I went to Advent for a 30-minute visit. They put me at ease. They answered my questions. My problem, and everybody's different problems, different solutions. Mine was sinuses and nasal passages. After a short procedure done in one of their wonderful offices, I'm breathing better than ever, sleeping through the whole night. My wife, Kathy, thanks them every day for that. And every morning. If you struggle with restless nights like I did, take the time to see how Advent can help you to find out breathing well and sleeping well can make your nights better. Go to adventknows.com and schedule an appointment today because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better.
At Uline, the prevailing opinion is if you don't live it, you don't believe it. The people at Uline believe in hard work, and they live it by being there 24/7 to answer your call, having 41,000 items in stock, and offering same-day shipping from 12 locations across North America. Business owners, sellers, buyers, shippers, and packers believe it. Uline is the hard-working, dependable source for your shipping and industrial supplies. Visit uline.com.
Vince Vitrano for Absolute Comfort HVAC and Electrical. I'm joined by Nicole. She and her husband Brent own the company. Nicole, why should folks call you guys?
Because we treat your home like ours. That means honest and high quality work. We want you to be a part of our family. We're there for your emergencies when you need it, but most important to us is building a long-term relationship for all of your HVAC and electrical needs.
Absolute Comfort HVAC and Electrical, 262-664-9284, yourcomfortguys.com.
Do you work downtown? Milwaukee Downtown is bringing back the food, fun, and camaraderie. Downtown Employee Appreciation Week is back, August 19th through the 23rd, to reward the hardest working crew around. Get the scoop on free lunches, office challenge games, after-hours socials, and plenty of other perks. Visit iworkdowntownmke.com for a complete schedule of events. See you downtown.
Rocking through this Wednesday, hump day. I said Little Wayne before. It's Little John was the entertainer at the DNC last night. Little something. Little mistake. One of the things I wanted to... I got a minute and a half before before our local news update with the great Connie Weber, and of course the latest from ABC, and then Kristen Bry, our fantastic teammate in the afternoon, spanning the states. STS, as we call it around here, will be joining us about 9:35 for all things DNC fun and serious. All right, so... listening to some of the speeches yesterday, I sampled I'm not going to sit there and watch 5 hours of speeches. One, there's too much. I understand you got to entertain the delegates, but oh my goodness, it's like, come on. And a lot of people saying the same things. Interesting that Trump's name was mentioned. There was a clip I was watching this morning. How many times they mentioned Trump's name? It came up a lot. Of course, the challenger to Democrats, and up until recently, probably the favorite to win back the White House, but a lot of recent polling completely flips the script, as I like to say. And I guess as most people, especially those of us who talk about it, it's now a horse race. It is neck and neck. But what you're seeing live is all the attention on Wisconsin. That's not going to change. This is a swing. This is the swing state of swing states, and they're going to be here constantly. J.D. Vance was here yesterday as well. So that's the focus, and that's going to remain the focus up through November 5th, and I can't wait to talk about it with all of you. All right, so we have the latest update, local news from Connie Weber coming up. Before we get to any of that, before we get to Kristen Bry, here is the latest from ABC News.
ABC News, I'm Sherry Preston. Former First Lady Michelle Obama on stage at the Democratic National Convention last night saying Kamala Harris understands average Americans better than her November opponent.
His limited, narrow view of the world made him feel threatened by the existence of two hard-working, highly educated, successful people who happen to be black. I want to know, who's going to tell him that the job he's currently seeking might just be one of those black jobs?
Her husband also spoke at the convention. Tonight, Minnesota Governor Tim Walz will accept the nomination. Donald Trump will hold his first outdoor rally since the attempted assassination. He will be in North Carolina behind bulletproof glass. Back home, Secretary of State Antony Blinken leaving the Middle East without a signed ceasefire agreement. More than 40 Ukrainian drones shot down over Moscow last night. This is ABC News.
Citing unlimited WTMJ News Time 9:31, the DNC in a ceremonial roll call, Governor Tony Evers announced Wisconsin Democrats' nomination of Vice President Harris.
I'm here because I'm jazzed as hell to announce that Wisconsin passed one vote present and 94 votes.
State's 95 delegates hard to miss wearing cheeseheads stage right at Chicago's United Center. Alberto College says they've received a $10 million donation, one of the largest gifts in school history from John and Tasha Morgridge. This comes 2 months after the college cut 14 majors and laid off 25 faculty members in an attempt to stay solvent. Keep an eye out for detours in Racine County. Both directions of the Wisconsin 38 bridge over the Root River in Mount Pleasant closed today. Drivers can use alternate routes on Wisconsin 31, County Highway C, or Spring Street and Memorial Drive. Time for some news about your money in the WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. Markets are up. Dow up 44 points, 40,879. NASDAQ up 48 at 17,865. S&P 500 up 12 at 5,609. Get an honest opinion of where you are financially and where you're headed. Work with the fee-only fiduciary. Start at annexwealth.com. Take a look at the roads now with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons paving time saver traffic. I-94 westbound seems to be the problem area. At I-43, 94 north left 2 lanes blocked there due to a crash. Going to be some slowing there. Also west at Highway 175 north, the right lane is blocked there due to a disabled vehicle. I-43, 94 south at Layton Airport College, left shoulder blocked due to a broken down vehicle there as well. Here's your WTMJ 5-day forecast. After a chilly start to the day, sunny and nice today. High 73 lakeside, 76 inland. Clear overnight with lows 50 to 55. Sunny, still nice tomorrow. High 77. Partly cloudy, warmer Friday. High of 80. A little more humid on Saturday. Slight chance of rain in the afternoon. High of 83. And Sunday, partly cloudy, warm, humid. High of 86. Madison 62. Green Bay 61. Milwaukee 67 degrees. I'm Connie Weber, citing Unlimited WTMJ News Time 9:33.
It's time for the 2024 MBA Parade of Homes, presented by Nuns. See 14 new homes by 14 MBA builders in 2 locations, Fox River Falls in Menominee Falls and Autumn Trace in New Berlin. See the latest new home designs, grand finishes, and cutting-edge features in convenient subdivision locations that offer exciting opportunities to build your dream home. Don't miss the Metropolitan Builders Association's Parade of Homes, August 10th through September 2nd. For tickets and hours, visit mbaparadeofhomes.com today.
Between market volatility, inflation, global unrest, and the presidential election, there's a lot going on. Take control with help from Annex Wealth Management. Have a plan built that matches up with your investment and retirement goals. Annex does it as a fee-only fiduciary with unbiased advice. Annex offers financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, and Annex Ignite. Head to annexwealth.com, click the Get Started button. It's time to put things in order. Know the difference with a fee-only fiduciary. annexwealth.com.
The Fox and Hound Supper Club is the most unique and affordable dining destination in the area. WTMJ's John Mercure here. It's a top choice award winner for fine dining and most romantic restaurant. When you buy one dinner, your second dinner is free. That includes the prime rib dinner, which is one of my favorites. Desserts, too. Speaking of favorites, that chocolate peanut butter pie, the desserts are buy one, get one free. Order a char-grilled filet, a sirloin, the pan-fried walleye, fresh seafood pasta, even the steak and lobster. Any dinner on the menu, your second one is free. Relax with your favorite beverage on the patio in the woods. It's a spectacular setting. The Fox and Hound sits right in the heart of the Kettle Moraine Forest, just off Highway 167. It's 2 miles east of the famous Holy Hill Shrine. Wherever you live, it's worth a beautiful drive, a Wisconsin summer must-see. And gift cards are great all year round. Order online at foxandhoundsrestaurant.com. Enjoy your free prime rib dinner tonight and Saturday. foxandhoundsrestaurant.com.
Happy Wednesday, happy hump day, everybody. We are in the middle section, not the home stretch of this program. This 1 hour fantastic political power hour program that I get to host every day, Monday through Friday. Now, speaking of a great host, I always take extra credit because I brought her to WTMJ. Kristen Bry hosts Spanning the States. In the afternoons here on WTMJ during the week, 1 to 3, along with the incredible Brian Noonan. And Kristen Bride joining us on the phone from Chicago, covering the DNC. Good morning, Kristen.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm wonderful on this Wednesday. So you have been doing just a yeoman's, or woman's, I should say, job of covering sort of all the angles of the DNC, from the funny stuff to the serious stuff. So what do you most enjoy, the funny stuff or the serious stuff?
Oh, that's a good question. I like both. You know, I think I kind of realized this at the RNC of getting to talk to people and the balance between, I like the fun stuff. I like making people feel comfortable. But what I really like, I do like connecting with people. And so getting to ask good questions. It's fun to start an interview with a fun question to get people loose, and then be able to respond to that with a genuine, serious question that spurs from curiosity. And so and I've gotten to do that a lot here with with politicians and elected officials, a lot of Wisconsin delegates. And also, I mean, I have the most access to different people who are here through the Creator Program,
right?
And getting to talk to them and all the different types of content that they're making and the different backgrounds that they're from.
So I think somebody probably asked you this already, but I'm going to ask you anyway because I didn't hear your answer. You covered the RNC when I was here in Milwaukee, and you're covering the DNC in Chicago. What is the biggest thing you noticed, the difference between the two?
Well, I think there's different categories of that. There's the logistics of just the experience of getting around, organization. I would say so far, RNC and Milwaukee seems more organized. Not more organized. I think it's things were closer together. I felt it felt a little less chaotic than it has. I think a lot of people have said it felt so far this week, including people who've been to a lot of these things. I ran into Kathleen Kingsbury yesterday, who I got to interview during the RNC, who is the opinion editor for the New York Times, and they looked a little like things felt a little chaotic. So there's that aspect to it. What certainly feels the same is energy levels. And I'm not sure a month ago you would have said that about the DNC, but I think my big takeaway from being there in Milwaukee for the RNC was energy, enthusiasm, excitement, and that's certainly the case here as well. And so what you expect, right? And these are the people who not only are all in on their party, they paid thousands of dollars to be here.
Yeah, they're all in on the new
There's
tickets.
a pep rally.
Yeah, it is a big pep rally. So I know you had a chance to talk to the governor, Tony Evers, but what was going on with the governor last night during his sort of little talk to the nation, talking about the state of Wisconsin and the delegates count from our state?
So it was interesting. So I got to there's a platform on the floor that they've for the Creator Program. And so I was lucky enough to be on there during roll call, which was a very cool experience to be on the floor in the middle of every state calling out. You know, there was a ton of celebrities, Jack Black, the guy from The Wire, like there was a lot, Little John showed up.
Yeah.
So there was a lot of energy there. And, you know, Wisconsin's almost last. And I tweeted out, you know, what song do you think they're going to play for Wisconsin? And I knew that they were all wearing their cheese heads and everything. And so there was a lot of momentum building towards that moment. And I think what happened was he had written down what he wanted to say. And I think he tried to improvise and like ad lib a little bit.
Yeah.
And the amount of the energy and the stakes of being, and so I think he got lost in what he wanted to add versus what was on the paper, and then thousands of people watching you, including the entire Fiserv, which was packed. You know, I think it was overwhelming.
It was a bit of a train wreck. All right, can you hold on the line because I want to ask you some more questions about some of the other stuff you're working on. I know you had a chance to talk to the governor one-on-one as well. Kristen Bride, spanning the state. She's down there covering the DNC today and all this week for all of us here at WTMJ and all of you listening, of course, on Wisconsin's favorite radio station, 620 WTMJ.
With an ever-changing inventory, you never know what great bargains you're going to be able to find at St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores. It makes shopping fun because the best finds are the ones you had no idea you'd even come across. And when they're at thrift store prices, it feels good. And it feels even better to know you're helping us help others. Shop St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores on Highway 100 in Layton and Greenfield, 23rd in Lincoln, and 76th and Bradley Road in Milwaukee.
You're gonna love it, St. Vincent de Paul.
Hey, this is WTMJ Steve Scaffidi for Adair. A-D-A-I-R, simple as that, A-D-A-I-R, floors and remodeling. They do a lot more than floors now. Check it out. South 27th Street in Franklin. Been there 65 years. I've done business with them for decades. They did my kitchen floor a couple decades ago. Still looks fantastic. Owner Rob couldn't believe how good it looked. And they just did my basement landing area. Looks fantastic. If you haven't seen this basement sort of wood plank look, it is fantastic. Made for basements, by the way, which is very cool, waterproof and all that. Whatever your flooring remodeling needs, home or business, by the way, family owned and operated, Adair Floors Remodeling, right there in Franklin, South 27th Street, south of the Rawson Avenue exit on I-94, north of the Orion Road, Highway 100 exit. Easy to find, easy to work with. Stop in and tell them Scaffidi sent you. You can go in person, of course. Want you to do that, see all their great samples and all of that for flooring and everything else they do there. Or visit them online at Adair, A-D-A-I-R, floors.com.
You know Fleet Farm's got everything for everyday life. But did you also know we have the best prices guaranteed every day? Pet food, wild bird food, automotive, hunting, fishing, farming, you name it. All your everyday essentials, all at the best prices guaranteed. And if you happen to find a lower price elsewhere, we'll match it. Any day, every day. Fleet Farm's got everything you need for everyday life at the best prices guaranteed.
WTMJ's Julia Fellow here for Elmbrook Family Dental. I wanted to tell you I just went to their third location, now open in Wauwatosa. It is gorgeous, state-of-the-art. Head to elmbrookfamilydental.com. The new patient process is so easy. I love their two convenient locations in Brookfield, and their new Wauwatosa location is just a block north of Blue Mound at 800 Mayfair Road. Head to elmbrookfamilydental.com. That's ELMBROOK familydental.com.
Get started with your no-hassle refi checkup by clicking on the blue button at Accunet.com.
Welcome back to Ask Hassleus.
If you could spend 1 month anywhere, where would you go?
Easy. I'd go to bed.
I mean anywhere in the world.
Precisely.
You'd spend the entire month in bed?
Specifically, a new Tempur-Pedic from Hassleus Mattress.
Why?
Because I can take 60 months to pay for it. Through Monday, get 60 months interest-free financing on select Tempur-Pedic mattresses, plus a $100 MasterCard gift card.
60 months. That means...
You can buy a Queen Tempur-Pedic ProAdapt Hybrid with ease adjustable base for just $74 a month.
And I get a $100 MasterCard gift card?
Free next-day delivery and employee-free showrooms, too.
So I can try and buy...
With no pushy sales guy.
Hang on.
What are you doing?
Searching for a travel agent to book a month-long vacation at Hassleus Mattress.
Enjoy 60 months interest-free financing on select Tempur-Pedics through Monday at Hassleus Mattress. Open 9 to 9. Find an employee-free showroom near you or shop online at Hassleus.com.
Hanging out with our colleague, teammate Kristen Bryan, who's covering the DNC in explicit fashion, both fun side, serious side. I don't think explicit was the right word. Whatever I was trying to say, she's fun and she's smart. She joined us on the phone. All right, so a serious one before we get to the fun stuff. One of the things I've noticed in watching some, not all, of the DNC, is that there are a lot of former Republicans who are allowed to speak on the floor of the convention. That's sort of an interesting twist on conventions.
Well, I mean, it's also... I don't think it's a new thing. I mean, is there anyone more than you that identifies as a Republican and a conservative? But and I'm not that you would ever speak at a Democratic convention. But as far as someone who, I think there's a lot of people out there who feel like a person without a party.
Well, you had Ann Navarro was hosting. She calls herself a Republican. You had Stephanie Grisham, who was a former White House press secretary, speaking last night. That's pretty impressive, actually, if you're trying to woo independents/Republicans.
And I have not for tomorrow night. I'd be surprised if those are the last Republicans that we hear from.
Yeah, probably. All right. So I know that you're doing a lot of content creation down there. You always have fun with your scavenger hunt. Is that what you call it, right? Scavenger hunt?
Scavenger hunt, yes.
Yeah, so you just put together all these point systems for all the crazy things that you do and see. And so how is that going down there in the DNC?
It's fun. It is overwhelming as far
Right.
as because I'm sure this is not a unique perspective. The intensity of 4 days and the FOMO of at any given point, including right now, I'm sitting in the hotel room right now because I just needed a break to be able to go through the content that I've grabbed and actually get it edited and posted online, because there is an endless amount of things you can go out and grab, and people to interview, and panels to go to, and caucus meetings to go to, and committees. And honestly, just walking around, you run into people. I ran into Ezra Klein last night, and I got to interview him earlier this year, and so I introduced myself. And like, just being in any of these buildings, you're going to run into people, and you have the courage to go up and just start talking to them. But then ultimately, you have to sit down and actually get some work done.
Yeah.
And so that has been the balance, right, of balancing the feeling of I need to go out there and I need to be in the action versus this is all very timely content. And by this weekend, it may not be worth posting anymore. And so finding that balance has been the thing why I'm sitting in my hotel room right now, trying to just post as much as I can so it's still timely.
Well, I had the benefit of going on almost a 2-week vacation after I covered the RNC, but everyone asked me about the RNC, and one of the things, and I'm not a journalist, but I talk about politics for a living, and one of it's a fun event to cover and to be a part of, just from those side conversations. Some, like you said, never even make it onto this station or on social media. They're just interesting conversations with people that maybe, as you said, you've interviewed in the past or you've run into at events. That's sort of the cool behind the scenes stuff that I really enjoyed.
Oh yeah, same. I mean, the fun, especially, we cover Wisconsin politics, right? And so I think sometimes the access to our politicians and them knowing us knowing them, having relationships with them makes this more, those kind of conversations happen. Like, you get some stuff on camera, but then the ability to just connect and talk about things, how their events, like how their week's going, some things they may not say on camera. And so that's been really fun to be able to see them in their, having a lot of fun here, especially after getting to see Mayor Johnson and Milwaukee County Executive Crowley, who played host at the RNC. Obviously, they played host for a party that's not their party versus their delegates here. And so I'm going to sit down with them either today or tomorrow morning to just kind of talk about their experience on record of what the difference has been like for them.
I forgot to ask you how your boat ride was the other day with all your content creator pals. How did that go?
It was interesting. It was, it's Sarah Lake with Chicago, so we all know how great and beautiful Lake Michigan is. It's obviously a different skyline when you're down here of what you get to look onto when you're on a boat, and it was a beautiful day. And so the experience itself was, who doesn't like a boat ride on Lake Michigan outside of Chicago? It was interesting because despite the fact that I am here taking lots of selfie videos, talking into my camera, and I am one of these people, when you're surrounded by everyone who that's kind of their job, it's a little bit of a surreal experience of just having conversations, but then looking around and everyone is either on their phone, talking to their phone, taking a picture, having someone take their picture. It's a very different world.
It does sound fun.
And there's a lot of high fashion. I definitely felt outdressed on that boat.
All right. So what was your approach? Did you go casual, or did you sound like you didn't go high style?
I never go high style, Steve. I do not consider myself a fashionista. I went pretty business casual, demure, as the kids are saying on TikTok right now. I don't need to stand out, and so I'm just here to be comfortable. I'm definitely wearing sneakers every day and not dress shoes or heels. But I wouldn't say that my outfits stand out at all.
All right, what are you most looking forward to today? Because I got to get you out of here.
I am going to, at 3 o'clock today, Julia Louis-Dreyfus is hosting a women's governors panel. And so I'm headed to that at 3 p.m. and then headed back to the United Center. And so I think, and then it's kind of back on the grind of just grabbing what I can grab.
Kristen Bry here in the afternoons, and you hear all over our station during the DNC because she's covering it from all angles. Funny and smart and just a great teammate, Kristen Bry. Thanks for taking the time.
Thanks, Steve.
Absolutely. Kristen Bry going to be doing all kinds of cool social media stuff and all the important things that we bring you every day right here on 620 WTMJ. I'll give you some thoughts about the DNC from my perspective as an observer, because I'm not really going to the DNC. And we'll sort of put a ribbon on this this present that is the Political Power Hour. I'm just saying that. It's patting myself on the back, really. We will wrap it up, and then we'll get ready for the top of the hour news. That's 10 o'clock for you youngsters. And then, of course, Jeff Sherman on the upswing, all coming up on 620 WTMJ.
Welcome to another episode of Analysis, man.
From Bucks superstar Giannis.
And then I'm going to, Chris at the time. What did coach mean? What do you...
And even Green Bay QB Jordan Love. There's only one call for these conversations.
I've never been in a Lambo, and I have to, right? What is this Lambo league?
Tune in to the Thanalysis Show, presented by Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all. Find it today on Apple, Spotify, and anywhere you get podcasts.
Hey, it's WTMJ, Steve Scaffidi for Heiser Automotive. I love talking about Heiser. Now, Kathy and I, my wife, took advantage of their great savings, and we got our brand new 2024 Chevy Trailblazer. Took it down to Illinois last weekend. The thing's amazing. Great gas mileage. The thing hardly moved. It's amazing on a lot of other levels as well. Color's amazing. Beautiful sterling gray metallic. It shines in the sun. All the 5-star safety stuff you expect, right? Automatic emergency braking, lane keep assist, rear vision, HD camera, all of that and more. The owner benefits are incredible. 3 years, 36,000 bumper to bumper. 5 years, 60,000 mile powertrain warranty. All the great programs, I've told you about them. Safe and sound, vehicle exchange, all of the great programs they have at Heiser. Check it out. You can go in person, 5 great locations, southeastern Wisconsin, or at heiser.com. And I've said it over and over again, but I still mean it. And now I'm a paying customer as well. Every day. Today's your day.
We're Ted and Pam, owners of Church and Chapel Funeral Homes here in town.
Our family, serving your family.
Church and Chapel Funeral Homes. There's one near you.
When you come to Diamonds Direct, we know it's always the start of a celebration, an engagement, your wedding day, honoring a lifetime of love, searching for that special birthday gift for the one you love the most, and all the celebrations in between. That's why we've curated a shopping experience to match your excitement. You walk into a beautiful showroom with experts eager to help, or if you prefer, just explore on your own as long as you like. At Diamonds Direct, we've taken pressure out of the process. Our experts are cheerful and engaging. We'll help you on your terms with your price range when you're ready. We've made it easy by offering virtually unlimited options. With everything in our showcase being handpicked for its beauty and quality, you can't go wrong. You are guaranteed to get the best value because we are the value leader, and you have confidence in knowing you are protected with our lifetime warranties and guarantees. Diamonds Direct's experience is designed with our goal of creating not just a happy moment, but a magical one. So you leave smiling just like you came in. Diamonds Direct, for your best moments in life. Get store hours and directions at diamondsdirect.com. Diamonds Direct, now open in Wauwatosa.
Buying a home should be a joy, but could you imagine doing this without a realtor? Paperwork, inspections, appraisals, deadlines, showings, market research? Or you could relax. Or understanding legal documents, negotiating offers, coordinating inspections, securing finance. Oh, sorry. A realtor can take the stress out of the home buying process. See how at wra.org/a-realtor-can. Brought to you by the Wisconsin Realtors Association.
Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
Every day, Monday through Friday, I put up a show poll on the Twitter. I refuse to call it X anymore. It's just Twitter. And there's still tweets. So today I just said, we got less than 80 days. I think it's 76 or 77 days left to the November 5th election. Who are you voting for? Now, this is unscientific, but we got a lot of votes. So 338 last time I looked. Trump at 30%, Harris at 62%. That's not going to be anything close to what it actually is. Well, maybe maybe California. And then others getting about 7%, which actually is about right, I think, for third parties, whether it's RFK Jr. If he maintains his third party status, because it sounds like he's in conversations to RFK Jr. that is, to sort of move out of the way. Most of the pundits think that he impacts Donald Trump more than he impacts Kamala Harris. So that would be a win for Trump if he does step aside, or if some of the news reports are correct that he is asking, or at least in discussions with Donald Trump for he says cabinet level position. I would think that would be a little much of a reach, but who knows? You never know. Donald Trump has promised to scrub the government of any civil servant, somebody who's earned their keep, as somebody who's sort of been there and has institutional knowledge. He wants to strip all that away. So if he wins, I mean, that's some of what we might expect. And some people, many whom I know personally, think that's a good idea. And maybe it is, because what do I always say about government? They are horrible at spending our money. For all those folks who don't think I'm conservative, this is where we always agree. They're bad at spending our money, and they spend too much. That's about as conservative a principle as we can all share. Our money, spent horribly, mismanaged, never accounted for in many cases. Don't have to look any further than the pandemic spending. My goodness. People just grabbing money, handfuls of money because they could, with no accountability, no accounting, and now many of those money grabs, criminal, and hopefully they go after those people at some point. But again, they're not good at that. That's my take on all of the government issues in this race, which are significant. All right. Jeff Sherman, coming up with the upswing. Before we get to that, the news is going to be next with Connie Weber right here on 620 WTMJ.
Everybody knows if it's summer season, it's festival season, and Potawatomi has